I mean, what are the plans of Paxful in ensuring they positively add value to the country itself from the space of the cryptocurrency, and just as an organization as well? Because what we see is that a lot of these companies just come in, do their business, and then, move. Is Paxful here to stay? And, what kind of impact do they plan on implementing within the country?
Yes, Paxful is here to stay, and we are doing everything we can to, make an impact in the society. So there are several things we've done already. I think I can just mention top two. So the first one we've done is we started a foundation called Built with Bitcoin. And the goal of this foundation is to build 100 schools in Africa. We're currently on our 4th school, which was launched in April. And the 5th one is going to be launched. Okay, I can't say that on air, but it's going to be launched very soon.
Okay.
So, and the goal is to just create education for young children who don't usually have access to it. Our first school is built in Kaduna. It's a village called Nandu, somewhere in southern Kaduna. Yeah. So that was where the first school is. And the second one is also coming soon. I can't share details of that, unfortunately. So this is the first thing we focused on: education. Primary school, secondary school education. And in other countries in Africa, we also look at, so the areas that have difficulty accessing water, like Rwanda, we've provided, water supply for those kinds of communities. And then the next thing we're doing now is we're creating cryptocurrency education hubs. One in Abuja, and hopefully one is coming soon as well in Lagos. With this cryptocurrency hub, we are saying, hey, if you want to learn about cryptocurrency, you're confused online. Like you said, there's too much information. It's easy to get lost. You can just walk into any of our centers. We'll sit you down free of charge, ask questions. We'll put you through how to get your first cryptocurrency, put you through how it works, and then you can kick it off from there. It's going to be an open center. Anyone can walk in, within work hours, of course, and get all the education they need. And I think there's one more thing I'm missing. That there's a program called Paxful Peer, which we have. And basically what that program does is it brings in people that are already into cryptocurrency, but they need that additional, push to boost their businesses. So we created a program for them called Paxful Peer. And basically those who trade cryptocurrency, who sell on our platform, their transactions or their advertisements gets promoted to, the 1.5 million registered users. So if you sign up on that program, you get an instant boost because your transactions will be promoted whenever you post. So that's something we are doing to, encourage the entrepreneurial spirits of Nigerians. A lot of young people already, doing big things. What we are doing our own end is to, support them in every way they can. And also if they host webinars or host events, teaching about cryptocurrency, we also pay them a fee. A small fee of, I think, about $200 to $500, depending on the size of the event. So, support their push and promoting their business.
I have a question on our WhatsApp portal.
Sure.
Unfortunately, the person didn't mention their name. But this person says, "Good morning, Miss Nena. Can one convert BTC to Nara on the Paxful app? Like after receiving BTC in my wallet from someone else's wallet, can I send it as Nara to my Nigerian account?"
Absolutely.
Oh, that's
absolutely. So, again, like I explained at the beginning of the show, that Paxful is a P2P. It means peer-to-peer, person-to-person marketplace. So for that person who wants to convert their Bitcoin to Naira, all they need to do is to register. They don't have an account already. Undergo KYC, that's upload their ID, do their home address verification. And once they do that, they will have access to all the transactions on the system. So what he can do is, since he wants to sell, he can just select the sell option for trading cryptocurrency, enter the amount he wants to sell in Naira, and he will see a list of traders, independent traders who are trading by themselves.
Like making an Uber request or or a
you
boat
couldn't have said any better. Exactly. Exactly.
You need a ride, you just so same thing. You need to change your money, you put it up, and then people respond and say, okay, I'll buy it at this amount and that amount.
You've described. I don't say anything else. You've done it all.
I feel like are there any restrictions on the amount?
Yeah. So if you're trading, of course, part of the global financial system, for any transactions above $10,000, you have to, declare where that money came from, declare your source of funds, what you're going to use it for. It is just standard financial procedure. So yeah, we also adopted that, to protect our customers and to avoid, scammers or fraudulent activities. So if you're trading anything above $10,000, we're going to request for additional documentation. Like, if you say you earn that from your salary, you're going to have to give us your pay slips for the last maybe 6 months to prove that you really got that from your salary. If you say it's a business, we have to see your bank statement. So it's just basically standard procedure for, those kind of transactions. But anything below that, is your initial KYC. That is know your customer documentation. It's fine.
Oh,
but if
okay.
you're trading above $10,000, you can do that. But we need to understand where that money is coming from.
So below $10,000, is it instant? Is it an instant transaction? Above $10,000, how long does that take?
So it's also instant. All you need to do is just find someone to trade with. Once your account has crossed $10,000, automatically you get an email asking you've reached this threshold. We need XYZ documentation from you. So if you initiate a transaction of that amount, you get an email asking you that. Once you're done with your KYC and it's called enhanced due diligence. So once you're done your enhanced due diligence, then you can go ahead and transact as before.
So, and this restriction, is it a per day transaction or per transaction? The cap is on each transaction.
So it's in two ways. Like cumulatively from a single account, if that account has done more than $10,000, they'd have to do enhanced due diligence. That's one. Then secondly, if you're starting a transaction above $10,000 in one ticket, we have to also do KYC on that.
Okay.
So it's in two ways. Overall transactions and then one-off transactions.
So that's overall depending the time frame.
Yeah, depending on the time frame. Doesn't matter when. Once you hit 10,000 or once you're starting a new transaction 10,000, you will have to run KYC.
Okay, that's great. I mean, unfortunately, we've already come to the end of the show.
That was fast.
It runs by so fast, The best thing for me now to say is, what do you have for those listening? I mean, what's your final words to those listening? Final words of advice, encouragement, and whatnot, from a cryptocurrency perspective?
First one is, you know how when we were growing up and some people were like, oh, how come my dad didn't get into this when it was trending?
Yeah.
So I would say first one, you just always try to be among the first movers. Take that advantage. This is what my mentor said to me, and I'm repeating that to anyone who's listening. Always try to be among the first movers. Get into it, like do your research, very importantly, but get into it. You don't need a small amount, just small amount that you're comfortable with losing, like small money that if you lose it, you won't feel bad about it. Just do a small transaction and educate yourself about it. And then the second thing is for those who already have cryptocurrency and it's falling and they're in tears
and in pain.
Don't worry about it. We've experienced worse. I mean, Bitcoin went from almost 20K to 2005. Like that was bad. But look at it, it's bounced back, even hit 60K and now sitting pretty at 30,000. So just hang in there. This is the future of money. It's not going anywhere. And I strongly believe that your hope is coming for you. And then lastly, this is not investment advice. I'm just speaking from overall knowledge I've seen so far. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Nena. It's been pleasant having you on the show. I hope everybody listening has been able to get some information, some very valid and helpful information on cryptocurrency. If you have any more questions, you can check our page and send us through questions on our social media page, D_GEN_Z, or you can reach out to the Paxful page. I shall not be mentioning their name until they pay for advertising. So Google them. But I leave you guys with the quote for the day. Bitcoin is the beginning of something great. A currency without a government, something necessary and imperative. Nassim Taleb. Have a lovely day, everyone.